Oh, my lord, you already said that, you do not have the power for enforcement. Essentially, this continues to remain a moral burden you're placing on the candidates. Is that correct?
I think so. But at the same time, look, ordinarily, we are more predisposed to do bad things as human beings. The essence of the law is to make sure that, you don't get away with it. Moral suasion by itself is not enough. I mean, we're all reading the Bible, we're all reading the Holy Quran. It has not stopped us from. So I think that critical to all of this is the need to sensitize ordinary citizens, because I think we often underrate the capacity of the ordinary citizen. The police see something, say something. But if we assume that this election is something that INEC is conducting the elections on our behalf, we therefore need to be sufficiently aware of what we can do and what we cannot do and how we can help in the process. So I see a lot of hope and a lot of future in terms of technology, because the truth of the matter is that manipulation, from the Latin word manus, that is hand, anything that you are holding with your hand is subject to, and once all of this goes to science and technology, even the criminal becomes hopeless. So for example, if you're driving and you see a traffic light, and the reason why the traffic lights turn and you can be penalized is there's nothing you can do about it. So for me, the more technology is injected into all of this, the less the capacity for those who want to do evil to do so. And I think we must also agree that we've made measurable progress in terms of, for the first years, people's obsession was with stealing ballot boxes. Now it doesn't matter whether you hire giants as your agent. They don't have, that's not going to be the problem. So along with that will come the flip side, which is ordinary Nigerians need to see a qualitative and a measurable improvement in the quality of their lives. That we are not just handing you our votes and then you take the votes and run with them. So, and I keep telling our politicians, politics is a noble game. You can create a bit of nobility around this, but we didn't vote for you to be happy on our behalf. So I think people's confidence will increase as long as they can see a mirror image of the fact that their lives are changing. And I think the very fact that we're having all these elections 27 years later, we're still here, is a clear testimony that ordinary Nigerians love democracy. The challenge for the ruling class is to reward them. And you reward them by doing good and making them trust the system.
It's interesting that we have the Inspector General of Police going to be a part of the dignitaries expected here today, as well as the Supreme Court, not Supreme Court now, the Chief Justice of Nigeria is also going to be here as well. What extraction are you hoping to have from these dignitaries who are also a part? They're not politicians, but they also, form a part of the bastion of people whom you expect will be able to hold these leaders to account. From what we understand, it's not just a presidential signing. Governorship candidates are also here today. National Assembly members are also here today. What are your expectations of these institutions, the heads of these institutions that you have invited?
You see, the first thing is that I think if you go back to the President Jonathan issue, it is that in the final analysis is the quality of individuals you are dealing with, their sense of what is right and what is wrong. Ordinarily, you measure the progress of democracy by how few the steps are to the judiciary. Because ordinary Nigerians cannot be voting, and then it's the judiciary that takes the final decision. But the courts are there, they are not compelling people to come. But I think that we can measure our progress by the disposition of Nigerians, their willingness to accept that, look, as Jonathan said, if it goes this way, I'm going to accept the results. Now, this is the first accord. The second accord, which comes at the end, is to say we are ready to accept the results of these elections if they are free, fair, and credible. And I think it's also important that Nigerians do not become oblivious, because we're not just spectators here, we're witnesses. And so if people, you are not going to stop people from going to court, but we can actually also begin to gather enough momentum to say, look, this is what you promised. Okay, and because then the courts will also learn how to punish those who go with frivolous cases, seeking what they consider to be validation from the courts.